Hi and welcome to a new lecture in the RICS APC Essentials course. This course is crafted in order to help those who want to get chartered under the quantity surveying route, and this course is crafted in order to help the APC candidates to take their understanding of the different areas of competencies from level 1 knowing, going to level 2 doing, and then ending with level 3 advising. And in this lecture we're going to be discussing contract practice, which is the largest lecture in this course, and it is a core competency required up to level 3, which is advising. Level 1 is going to be quite extensive and we're going to be covering a wide variety of topics in it. So we're going to be starting with an overview about contracts, and then we're going to be shedding some light on some of the standard contract forms. We're going to be diving deeper into the JCT by stating the main types of the JCT contract, what are the JCT contract parts, the JCT contract documentation, the terminologies under the JCT contracts, in addition to the bonds that are stated under the JCT contract. And then we're going to be shedding some light on the FIDIC and the NEC. We're going to be mainly focusing on NEC afterwards by stating the contract parts under the NEC, the terminologies under the NEC, and then we're going to be moving to a wide variety of other points such as acceleration, final account, sectional completion, and partial possession, in addition to the collateral warranties and insurances. And then we're going to be discussing two important terminologies, which are the innovation and assignment. We're going to be explaining what we should do as quantity surveyors for materials on site and off site, in addition to how to deal with changes and variations. We're going to be expanding on the extension of time and the loss and expense claims, understanding what are the relevant events and relevant matters that give rise to extension of time claims and loss and expense claims, in addition to what is meant by a named subcontractor and a nominated subcontractor. We're going to be expanding a bit on provisional sums as well as liquidated damages. We're going to be discussing the retention, and we're going to be briefly discussing concurrent delays, and we're going to be ending level 1 with some notes about the termination, in addition to further terminologies that are important for any quantity surveyor to know and apply in the construction industry. And then for levels 2 and 3, we're going to be tackling them by providing examples for how you can write your summary of experiences in level 2 and in level 3. So now let's start level 1 by having a quick overview about contracts. So let's understand together the fundamental concept of a contract. At its core, the contract is a legally binding agreement between two or more parties, and this is not just a casual promise or a handshake deal. It is a formal commitment that carries legal weight and special requirements or specific requirements. And then we need to understand what are the conditions that are going to make a contract truly binding. There are 6 critical conditions that we have to account for. The first aspect is the offer. That's where one party makes a proposal to another party or other parties, clearly indicating what they want to purchase or the service they are seeking after. The second aspect is the acceptance. The other party or parties, they must agree to the terms and conditions, and this creates a meeting of minds. The third aspect is consideration. The contractual parties, they must provide something of value. This could be money, goods, or services, and all of these will form part of the deal. The fourth aspect is that there must be a genuine intent to form a contract. The contractual parties, they need to understand the intent itself to enter the contract and be willing to enter into an agreement. The fifth aspect is that the contract has to be legal, which means that the terms and the purpose of that contract must be legal and compliant with existing laws in the country of practice. And finally, the contractual parties, they must have the capacity to make an agreement, meaning they are legally competent to enter into a contract. Understanding these 6 conditions is crucial for any surveying professional, because contracts are the backbone of our professional interactions and project deliverables. And here in level 3, that's where you're going to take you're doing up a notch towards the advising. So you wouldn't be just compiling contract documentations and having a look at the works done on site evaluations, but you are going to be receiving documents from contractors. For example, loss and expense claims, extension of time claims, even normal change orders for the scope of works, and then you're going to be scrutinizing these change orders. You're going to be questioning and challenging the grounds of them and see if there are grounds for these claims under the contract clauses. And then you're going to have a conversation back and forth with the contractor to agree on the costs, and then you're going to be involving the client also in this conversation. And that's what you could see in the first example. Loss and expense claim, which is deeply scrutinized. Some of them items, they were excessively claimed by the contractor when they shouldn't, such as the scaffolding, and also the commissioning and testing, they were claimed as a lump sum item in the prolonged period when there should have been a proper breakdown, not just a provisional sum or a lump sum item. And in this specific example, the contractor was claiming for preliminaries even after the prolonged period, which doesn't make any sense because that is double counting of resources and consequently more time and more money.
And this is all for this video, which is meant to be an extended trailer or a teaser. And if you want to have full access to the full length, the recorded videos, the notes, the presentations, and the question answer banks, do not hesitate to get enrolled on the APC Essentials course on the APC Mastery Path web portal, and you can make the best use of a coupon code which is APC35 for a 35% discount. All the best in your APC journey. Thanks a lot for watching, and catch you in the next video.